Alex, you've been described as one of the top AI productivity experts out there. Can you tell us about your journey and how did you become so passionate about AI and its impact on businesses?
Yeah, so the fun fact is that it starts in 2019. Back then, nobody cared about AI. I was doing in Italy my master's thesis on communication with chatbots. So I've been doing this for quite a few years, but it wasn't popular until the last 2 years when now all the world wants to know more about AI. And this is where I come in because having been around the niche for all these years, what I've been doing in the last months and like the last 2 years, I've been helping pretty much businesses, entrepreneurs, freelancers actually understand how these tools work and how they can, save time with it. Because there's a lot of hype out there. There's a lot of like clickbait content. There's a lot of wild claims, and it's 90% of the stuff is just not true. This is why I like to, try it out myself. I like to see what these tools can do, and then the good stuff that I get from it, then I apply it, and I share it with either business owners, like small to medium-sized companies, and also with a few entrepreneurs that are really interested in becoming solopreneurs. So
And why businesses and not any other field? Like why not, I don't know, biology, AI in other type of science? Why in business?
because it can make the world a bit better. So, like, I come from a corporate background. The thing is, before I was doing this, for a couple of years, I worked in Berlin together with a small company called Google. Maybe you heard about them. They do tech stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
So I know how much inefficiency there is there, like how much people waste on meetings, how much people waste on writing emails and stuff like that. So I see potential of AI actually helping us live better lives, right? So if you manage to win back, for example, 2 hours per day, you can actually spend more time to take care of your family, to enjoy your hobbies, right? To relax a bit more. And this is the direction where we should be going as humans, to a more relaxed, more creative future, not more emails and working 12 hours per day. So I think AI is a great tool to enable us to achieve that.
Also, can you maybe share your personal story or your story of how you build your own company from scratch?
Right. So I can tell you this is why I am passionate about the topic because essentially what I teach people is what I use for myself. So what I did in these last 2 years, it would have been impossible without AI, right? To handle all this client communication, to create a personal social media brand, to travel around the world and deliver on all these projects and education, conference, and so on. If it was just me, it would have been impossible. Or I would have needed to hire, a team of like 5 to 10 people to take care of graphic design, social media, sales, marketing, whatever. Well, I found solutions with AI. I basically put it to work for me to create like graphic design, did it by myself. To build my website, I did it by myself with AI. To do sales, I created some agents and it helped me actually coach myself with AI. So the story is that I actually used it on myself. I found success. And this is why essentially what I tell people is like my mistakes and my successes in implementing it. And because it got so much better in the last months, people are getting a huge advantage. Like I'm noticing also when working with my clients, right? I'm seeing a huge difference between those that are using AI and can do stuff like 10 times faster and those that have no idea what it does. They just heard about ChatGPT and they're just wasting hours, for example, doing PowerPoint presentations or writing reports or something. So the difference is starting to become massive between the people who use AI and those that don't. And yeah, the personal story is simply that I wanted to build a business. I just didn't have the means to do it, right? I didn't have like all this budget to hire 10 people, but then I had AI and I just needed to experiment with it until I got results and it worked. So this is why I teach other people.
You make it sounds very like easy, but in a way like too much. Like you are the person who build the website, who do the marketing, who do pretty much everything. So how do you think that small businesses, or not think, but in your own experiences working with the small businesses and entrepreneurs, um, how they can start using these AI tools without feeling overwhelmed by all the things and tasks that they have to perform?
Normally, what I would tell people is to actually ignore all the latest AI updates, the news, the 50 new tools that get released every week. So what they actually need to do is, first of all, sit down and understand what they need. What are their priorities, right? What are their daily tasks? So I do usually with them like a task audit. so that they know that if they normally do a lot of emails, or they need to create products, or they need to do social media posts or stuff like that. So they need to understand what are their specific tasks. We focus together on some easy to use AI solutions that are cheap, easy to implement, no code, and then they start to win back their time. And once you do this, it kind of becomes like a virtuous cycle, because then you can try out new solutions, new tools that will help you scale faster, spend less money, and win back more time. So my simple tips is usually like the strategy I use with these clients is just to ignore all the AI hype and figure out what are your use cases for it, and then try to find out some specific solutions for that. It sounds
Uh,
simple, and it is. It's just like the majority of people get caught in the hype, because they see all this content on YouTube and it's like, oh my God, it's stealing the jobs of graphic designer. And this is like, none of this is happening actually, if you know how the technology works.
well, actually, talking about the stealing jobs or losing jobs, that's my other question, because small businesses, they are super happy right now because they can boost their business with very low budget and very few people around or just by themselves. But what about big companies who are actually substitute, like they are actually using AI tools instead of qualified people to do kind of the same job?
They are still missing out. So what I'm saying with this, because I had a situation where a couple of business owners asked me, hey, can I just use this stuff, and fire a couple of my employees? And I think that's the wrong approach to it, because they come from a scarcity mindset. They think, oh, I'm just going to cut costs and do this with AI. The smart way to do it is actually to keep your employees or workers and accelerate them with AI, because what happens is you'd have like a team of 3 or 5 people that can do the work of 20 people. So now you are competing with actually bigger players than you, that you would have been impossible for you before. Same for the bigger companies. You don't need to fire people and just try to, save some money. Just help these people become more creative, smarter, faster, and you're going to get a lot more results. For me, it's about the abundance mindset, right? Of creating more, not living with the fears like, oh, I just need to, save every month $3,000. Like that's not going to get you far, especially in these times.
Yeah, but that's about the mindset of the owners. But as an employees and looking ahead for the next year and the future years, what skills will be essential for teams and for humans to be, yeah, to stay competitive in this tech-driven world?
2, curiosity, problem solving. First of all, so curiosity, because if you're not curious about improving, about learning, about understanding your clients, what you do, you'll get bored, you're going to get lazy, you're going to get frustrated. And this is going to be essentially your downfall. And this applies to everybody, like working jobs, careers, corporate, whatever. So the people who usually win are those that are curious to explore more. So curiosity is definitely something valuable that AI does not have. Second is problem solving. So I used to be like a corporate trainer. I used to teach people how to do the job, how to be faster, smarter, better. And I used to tell them, so I don't want to hear the answer, I don't know. What I tell people is like, don't say I don't know. Say, I want to know. So currently, yes, I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do it, but I want to know. Because this is what essentially differentiates, a tool like ChatGPT from a human that can say, I'm currently limited, but I can get better, right? So I want to know how to do this. So that's why I'm going to go to ChatGPT and ask it, can you explain to me how to code this? Can you explain to me how to create marketing material for a specific niche? It will tell you, you will learn, and you'll become smarter and better. But it comes from the human, right? To say, I want to solve this problem. I'm curious enough. If you don't have these, good luck.
True. So that would be the advice for maybe not a business owner, but just like a regular person who also wants to perform better in their own field. But what would be, beside the change or change your mindset, what can be another advice for business leaders who are looking to implement the AI, and what will be the ethical way to do it?
Ooh, that's an interesting one. For sure, I would tell them to focus on their core products. So again, one of the mistakes I see sometimes business owners do, they just come with this mindset like, I don't know how the technology works, just automate everything. That is not the right approach. Sometimes you actually need to focus on, for example, if you have customer service that does a great job into human to human collaboration, you don't need to automate that. That's a good part of your product. People are enjoying that and it's helping you have a competitive advantage. On the opposite, if you don't have, for example, good customer service, then you should maybe consider AI automation solutions to improve that. But what I'm trying to say with this is like there's no need to automate everything. Just focus on your main value. So what you have with your business, what you're doing good, keep doing that. Where you have weaknesses, improve on that with AI. But again, it comes back to doing the task audit, right? To understand how your business works, what do you do, and where there's room for improvement, because not everything should be automated. Doing it in an ethical way. I think it connects with what I told you earlier, where it's like if you want your employees to be successful, right, and your business to serve clients, at the end of the day, it's up to you to wake up in the morning and say, I want to help my target audience, right? I want to help my clients. I'm going to use AI as a tool to deliver more value to these people. So if you use it that way, I think it's pretty safe compared to people who say like, oh, I want to steal information on the internet or I want to hack credit cards. I'm going to use AI for that. That's illegal. But this choices that one makes.
Okay. And you are having a conference in this Nomad Fest. What is this conference about? Like, can you give us a brief, I don't know, preview?
Yeah. So it's going to be quite straightforward. So it's going to be like how to win back 2 hours per day with practical no-code AI. Because at the end of the day, people don't really care what is AI or how it works in the back end. Because I talk with hundreds of people. They want to know, how can it help me make more money? How can I save time and enjoy life more? So by doing the first one, which like by doing, for example, by starting to save your time, to win back your time, you can actually focus on generating also more revenue or just chilling more. So if you are a digital nomad, you want freedom, right? This is why it would be smart to learn AI to be free. If you want to be a more successful business owner, you want more time so you can scale your company, right? So you can actually focus on what matters so you can make more revenue. And I'm trying to keep this as simple and practical as possible. That's why I try to keep it like no code, and I'm going to share with you workflows that I know that work for other clients. No bullshit, no fluff. And it usually works. So it's going to be brief, but useful and
Oh,
practical.
your freeze.
Oh, am I back now?
Yes.
Oh
Okay.
no, I have to repeat the whole section. We're going to cut
No,
this.
please.
Somebody's going to do some video editing here, not me.
I will do it. I will do it.
Thank you so much, Samantha. So as I
Um,
was saying, should I repeat the whole question, the whole segment, or take the last sentence?
I think it would be nice if you repeat at least, yeah, just do it like from the
I'm
top.
just going to repeat it. So, like at the Snowman Fest, what I'm going to talk about is going to be how to win back 2 hours per day with practical AI. Mostly no code stuff, because again, as long as I keep it practical and simple, nomads are going to gain more freedom, which is what they want, so that you can win your time back and enjoy life. And business owners can gain their time back to focus on what really matters and generate more revenue, of course, and scale their businesses. So I think a lot of people can benefit from this. I try to keep it practical, short, and to the point. So I think it's going to be quite valuable.
But you are also giving a kind of workshop, like 5 days workshop to work with AI. So can you tell us a little bit what is this about?
Right. So regarding the 5 days workation, it's a very interesting experience because not only you can chill in the Swiss mountains, right, and go skiing and enjoy the winter there, but you also have the human element of being in contact with an expert in the industry, right? So you can ask me direct questions. We can talk about specific questions that you have for your business. So to me, it's kind of the best ways to learn because we as humans, we learn a lot by seeing what others do and we copy them. So, for example, if I would be in direct contact with somebody, right, I can ask questions it's like, "How did you do this?" or "Can you check this out?" or just get like a much faster feedback loop, and that would be valuable. And again, the fact that you can combine the two things, like being in vacation, going skiing, and learning how to put AI work to work for you, I think that's worth it. I would definitely buy something like that, but I didn't find it on the market yet, so that's why we created it. For example,
Mhm.
me nowadays in the past, when I was younger, I used to consume a lot of courses because they helped me. Nowadays, as a business owner, I prefer more to have the element of direct contact with the expert, and also networking, which is quite valuable. So that's why I prefer more like these big workshops and community events or conferences.
There are many things that are valuable in this AI workation, but if you will invite someone and say like you cannot miss this because of this, what will be that thing that I cannot miss out?
Freedom, the opportunity, like the knowledge to know what to do with AI, right? So like you start this, you come there, it's like, I don't know what this is. What can I do with it? It sounds cool. I don't know. I'm confused. And after 1 week, not only you relaxed in the mountains, but you can say, wow, now I know how this works. You know, I can put AI to work for me. I see the value. I'm winning much time back so I can actually chill more. And I'm ahead of others because I see very few people nowadays, they actually know what to do with AI. So that's going to give you like a pretty significant competitive advantage. This is something that I would like, I have, and I would love to have if I didn't have it, right? So then you can start 2025 on the right foot. Like you start on the winning side.
Okay. Well, so far is all. If you want to add something else to this.
I'm curious to also learn skiing because I suck at skiing. So if there's somebody that's going to join us and can teach me a bit how to ski, I would be super, super grateful because that's what something that ChatGPT can't do yet.
For example,
For limitations of AI, you see, we're still valuable as human beings.
it's so valuable. There's hope. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Alex, for your time